Please welcome the graduates for the Leigh Gerdine College of Fine Arts. Please rise for the singing of the national anthem and the Webster University alma mater.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated.
My first steps on Webster campus, I knew it felt like home.
Webster stresses individual expression and not only stresses it, but encourages it.
And when you walk across campus, I mean, everywhere that you look, there's just a different story.
When I first got here, my first week of college, I was really nervous. I wasn't particularly confident in my abilities, and coming here changed all of that for me. My professors have been so affirming and supportive and really reassured me that the work I'm doing is important and useful and good.
My experience at Webster has been absolutely incredible. I feel like I've left meeting so many fantastic new people, having so many great opportunities for leadership and involvement within the university. I feel absolutely ready to become a fantastic educator.
Biology and film both have such a big part in my heart, and I would love to find a way as I leave Webster to connect them even more. The skills I've learned, I couldn't have learned elsewhere, specifically things like virtual production or the biology research I gained as an undergrad student. All these experiences have really helped me as I step into my professional field.
Before joining Webster, I was an introvert. I used to just sit at home and do coding. I could never imagine participating in a club activity, let alone leading one of the largest clubs at Webster University. Speaking in front of a large audience was my biggest fear, but after gaining these valuable experiences, I feel like I've gained a lot of confidence and a lot of leadership skills that would help me conquer the real world.
So I started my career as a nurse at St. Louis University Hospital in the emergency department. An overwhelming job to take straight out of school. The things that it turned out I was interested in have a lot in common with anesthesia. I had met a CRNA before, found out about the job, but it didn't seem like something that was going to be possible for me. I think that I held unfairly this idea that they all have something that other people don't. Turns out that it's just hard work over a long period of time. That is kind of what drove me to take a chance on myself for the first time and actually believing that I could be in anesthesia or be a CRNA.
I came to Webster very angry about the state of the world. What I found at Webster is that I can make a larger impact by working within my community. As editor, I could work with students and help them shape their voices. As a dancer, I've had a similar opportunity to shape my own voice as a choreographer and as an artist. All of my professors, but especially Becca Reed, who taught me about somatics and helped me connect my love of words with the information that the body holds. That was groundbreaking for me.
A lot of the work that I've done here has made me more confident in my abilities as a poet and a writer and a student, and I've been able to take that outside of school and engage in other things like poetry readings in the city or speaking engagements that aren't directly involved with Webster. I was on STLPR a couple months ago to read a poem, which was a really lovely opportunity. All I have to show for it is this sticker.
The thing that I'm most proud of is setting up a coding culture in Webster. When I arrived, we had a team of just 2 people. In our last hackathon, we had 15 members and most of them were beginners. 3 of our teams won an award in that hackathon. All these valuable experiences have helped me to develop holistically and bloom into a really beautiful human being.
I am grateful for my time here. I've gotten lifelong friends that are gonna be around for the long haul here. Innately enough happens in 3 years that you're gonna come out a different person, but very ready for that next step. And I know my entire family is as well, namely my wife, who has taken on so much over the last 3 years in order for us to be able to do this and for me to get here.
I think my freshman year self would be really proud of who I am and what I've achieved. Not only am I graduating with both degrees, but I also have a minor and I was able to travel abroad one semester. I've been burnt out, I've struggled with imposter syndrome, but it's been my friends and my family who have made me feel seen and made me realize my own potential and my own worth.
I'm here to take what students know already and do whatever it takes from me to get them to that next level. And it can be very easy when students are set up already for success, but it's the ones that maybe don't have that make the job more important. And that's what gets me up in the morning. That's what gets me to school on time. That's what has me working at 110%.
I'm so glad to be ending on this note. The people that have believed in me here have made me believe that my vision is one that's worth fueling. The way that I've changed is remarkable, and I'm just glad that my journey brought me to Webster.
Please welcome the Dean of the Leigh Gerdine College of Fine Arts, Paul Steger.
You're a bunch of lunatics. How fun is this, right? So good afternoon to you all. As the Dean of the Leigh Gerdine College of Fine Arts, I want to welcome everyone here, our honored guests, our families, our faculty, our staff, our students. And today we celebrate here in Webster Groves, Missouri, the traditional lands of the Miami, Sioux, Osage, and Kickapoo tribes. Thanks to our national anthem soloist, Meredith Kessler, who graduates this year with her Master of Music in Vocal Performance. It's a great example of some of the talent that we have here in the college. Special thanks to our members of the Webster community who've joined us today. We welcome Chancellor Tim Keene, members of the university's Board of Trustees, the Chair of the Board and a College of Fine Arts alum, John Nickel, Vice Chair and Walker School alum, Susan Gay Burns, and David P. Weiss, also a College of Fine Arts alum. Thank you for joining us. I also want to welcome Vice President for Academic Affairs, Nancy Hellerud, and Vice President for Enrollment Management, Lisa Blazer. Thank you for taking the time to join us today and to celebrate the next generation of artists and leaders, change makers, and of course, citizens of our world. At this time, I welcome Chancellor Tim Keene to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Steger. And I echo the Dean's welcome. Mainly, I want to say that the Leigh Gerdine College of Fine Arts is incredible. You were one of the first colleges that I landed in when I arrived here 10 months ago to get to know Webster, and you were very welcoming, and really heartfelt thanks from me for that. So, Dean Steger has welcomed our Board of Trustees members. I want to tell you that these people, plus about 15 others, have given selflessly of their time. They are guiding us every day through turbulent waters, sometimes through turbulent waters. And I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't say that the family and friends of all of the students here need to get a big round of applause for your support of the students. So thank you. I also want to take a minute to thank the faculty and staff of Webster, the people who have nurtured our students throughout their journey here. They give of themselves selflessly as well. And so just a big round of applause for our faculty and staff. Thank you. Everyone here today is part of a community of people, but really it's more like a family. As I said, when I came, you were the first to welcome me and make me feel at home, but I immediately recognized that our family is very special. First, we are diverse, and we celebrate that diversity every single day. Every member of our family has equal worth, and diversity, equity, and inclusion is a core value of our family, and we live it every day. Second, we are global. The nearly 5,000 Webster students graduating today hail from 99 different countries, giving our family a worldview unlike any other. Third, embracing diversity means inviting different perspectives, the very essence of new ideas, which fuels innovation. Our global reach ensures our innovation impacts the world in countless positive ways. Innovative, global, diverse. Three seemingly simple words that succinctly describe the Webster family. Those three words now describe who you are in society. As we celebrate your magnificent accomplishment today, we do have to acknowledge that there are forces in the world that may seem daunting at times. Always remember who you are: innovative, global, diverse. And you can overcome any threatening forces that you may encounter. And you are part of an amazing family who will be there for you to anchor you when you feel adrift, to embolden you when you feel uncertain, and to connect you when you feel alone. I want to leave with a quote from theologian Reinhold Niebuhr, who is actually Missourian and studied across the way at Eden Seminary. He lived through a very convulsive period of time about a century ago. Niebuhr said, "Nothing that is worth doing can be achieved in our lifetime. Therefore, we must be saved by hope. Nothing which is true or beautiful or good makes complete sense in an immediate context of history. Therefore, we must be saved by faith. Nothing we do, however virtuous, can be accomplished alone, and therefore, we must be saved by love." And so those three more words, hope, faith, and love, is what we send you out into the world today with. So thank you very much and congratulations.
Thanks, Chancellor Keene. Now to our 2025 graduates. Right, we've thanked everybody, and now it's up to you. On behalf of all of the staff and the faculty in the college, I want to extend our sincere congratulations to each and every one of you. You should be exceptionally proud. You have risen to the occasion, faced challenges, made your voices heard, and you've created deep and lasting relationships that will be an essential part of who you are and everything that you do for the rest of your life. You've used your intuition, your timing, your training, and the skills to create works that changed people's perspectives, their understanding of themselves, and of the world around them. One of the founders of Pixar once said, "The future is not a destination, it's a direction." So over the past few years, you've each defined a direction, and today you commence upon that journey. I encourage you to be open to the future that lies ahead of you. You've had the opportunity to dive deep into those things that are your core values. Believe that what you care about will allow you to overcome any obstacle that appears to stand in your way. A special thanks to those staff who helped put all of this together today. Can we give them a round of applause? And I want to echo Chancellor Keene's thanks to the faculty who have been instrumental in your development. Let's thank them for their considerable contributions because we can't thank them enough. Each of you, right? I also want to recognize 4 people today: Noah Kirby, Doug Finlayson, Carol Hodson, and John Wiley. All of them are retiring this year. Now, Noah was only with us for a short time, but his impact on our students has been significant. And his willingness to just say yes, I mean, every time somebody asked him to help, he said yes. It's been inspiring. Doug has been involved in every aspect of the conservatory, during his 27 years here and continues to inspire our students. I've had the pleasure to work with Doug at another institution at Nebraska Repertory Theater, and the quality of the work that he presented and directed there was absolutely stellar. And his nuanced direction here in the conservatory really unleashed extraordinary performances from our students. So I look forward to seeing your continued work here in St. Louis, Doug. Carol Hodson. Carol has been a part of the Department of Art, Design, and Art History for 35 years and has supported our students both in and outside of the classroom as she's been an active healer during national disasters for our students here on campus, and she does the work that brings communities together after devastating challenges. Thank you so much, Carol, for all of your work. And Wiley, his 36 years at Webster proves his dedication to generations of students. His ability to encourage students to challenge themselves has created amazingly resilient artists and professionals. His outstanding professional profile, his sort of go-with-the-flow attitude, his generosity of spirit, and his commitment to the conservatory is inspirational to us all. Thanks for all four of you. Thanks for your leadership. Thanks for your commitment to your colleagues and your departments and your inspired teaching and mentorship. We're grateful for what you've been able to give us. Thanks so much. More thanks, right? And thanks to all the parents and the family and the friends and the supporters, right, that have made these people who they are and given them the opportunity to do this today, right? Thank you very much, really, personally. Okay, now it's my chance to tell you a little bit about our commencement speaker and our outstanding alumnus, Steve Ryan, whose example of hard work, patience, careful preparation, and unwavering dedication to St. Louis, to Webster, to our students, and to, of course, to Opera Theater St. Louis. He's a model for us all. Steve was born and raised here in St. Louis. He started on Opera Theater's deck crew while he was completing his BFA at Webster's Sargent Conservatory. After landing the newly created Assistant Technical Director internship with Opera Theater, which was basically created for him, Steve spent a lot of time driving back and forth on I-70 between here and the University of Missouri at Kansas City, where he was pursuing his MFA. He returned to St. Louis to work for Opera Theater because they knew a good thing when they saw it, and he worked his way up from deck crew to assistant technical director to director of production, and now he serves as the director of production and operations for Opera Theater. He saw many of his classmates that were designers at UMKC traveling all over the world and bouncing around. And Steve told an interviewer one time, he said, "I always knew I wanted to have a family. So if I'm a TD, I can find a place to live and have a normal life outside this crazy job, and I'm happy as a TD." In 2005, Steve won the Entertainment Design Award for Sustained Achievement in Technical Direction. Steve has amassed a stunning amount of work, producing 28 world premiere operas and producing Opera Theater's New Works Collective. He's been with OTSL for 30 years now, and he was an adjunct professor for us for 10, and he's been teaching our students not only in the classroom, but in the Opera Theater shops and on the stages as well. I had lunch with Steve last week, 2 weeks ago, and I asked him what his favorite thing was, and he said, "I like to spend my time, quote unquote, solving problems and spending money." He said it's best when it's other people's money. 20 years ago, he said, "I want to keep pushing young people out into the real world. I want to create something better than I had. I love to see us identify the best students and really give them a look at what it's like to work at a nonprofit. I want to take advantage of their youth and new ideas and keep things alive and interesting around here at the same time. That was 20 years ago. Nothing's really changed. Recently, one of Steve's colleagues forwarded me an email message that he got from one of his former students, and this is what it said. It said, "Hi, Steve. Probably don't remember me, but I was the Opera Theater's lighting apprentice for the 2005 season. Recently, I experienced an event that made me think about the impact we can have on others, and you never know. When I saw that you still worked at the opera, I wanted to reach out and express my appreciation for the impact you've had on my career. During my apprenticeship, you gave a talk at lunch that I remembered two things from: that you prioritized your family, then your career, and that you gave us one piece of advice. That was, dare to fail. I wrote those 3 words on a Post-it, put it on my bulletin board, and I still have it to this day. Your words inspired me to take calculated risks and try new things throughout my career. Your words inspired me to make sure that I kept my family at the forefront. And some of those choices proved to be fruitful, others I discovered weren't right for me, but I always learned something important for the next step I decided to take. While my career never went down the theatrical path, it's been very successful. I am currently the proposals director at a healthcare administration company, have independently published 8 historical fiction novels, and also design book covers for my fellow authors. From time to time, I miss theater, but I know that where I am is exactly where God wants me to be. Thank you again for your kind words and thoughtful leadership during my apprenticeship. I wish the best for you and your family, and I hope you're doing well." So, speaking of family, I just want to say thanks to Steve's family, Judy, who's also a Webster alum, Hannah and Ethan for letting us spend time with Steve, and thanks, Steve, for helping out our students create worlds that transcend our own. You embody the true meaning and impact of a Webster Fine Arts degree. So, at this point, I want to welcome our Fine Arts Outstanding Alumnus and Commencement speaker, Mr. Steve Ryan.
Wow. I've never really seen this side of the stage before, if you didn't figure that out. Like, that's all really comfortable to me. So look at all of you out there. I'm usually standing next to Boris up there at the sound console. Boris, hi. Again, I want to acknowledge my family first. Thank you to my family for supporting me in everything I do. It is always easy to do what I need to do with you guys behind me. 30 years ago, I was in these catwalks as a high school senior, learning how to focus a light for the first time professionally. Peter Sargent was the lighting designer and was my lighting mentor, soon to be my lighting mentor. And he's standing right about here. And what I didn't realize was that the moment I was trying to learn, Peter decided to teach. And in front of a bunch of people that already knew how to focus a light, he decided to stop lighting focus and teach me how to focus that light. Also, they were all waiting for me to learn how to focus a light so they could go on break. So it was tension-filled. Peter decided to take this moment and teach, and while he was showing me a new skill, he was also reminding the rest of the crew that were my future fellow classmates that we were about to learn what excellence looked like. We can always be better. I just learned in that moment achieving excellence would also require a lot of work. And for my fellow classmates that were up in the catwalks with me waiting, they were reminded what excellence looks like. I want to thank Webster University for my education, for the training that you provided to me. Paul Steger, thank you for stepping into some pretty big shoes. Thank you to Peter Sargent for finding a path for this kid who wanted to be a rock and roll lighting designer. 120 operas later, who knew? Thank you to the faculty, many now friends, Dottie Marshall, Carol Tucker, John Sullivan, Karen Warren, just to keep this day short. But one person in particular, John Wiley, you're not going to be able to hide from this moment. Let's make this a competition and who doesn't break first, okay? We'll get through it then. Thank you. You're a mentor and a friend. And thank you on behalf of all of your former students. We appreciate the napkin drawings, the late-night construction lessons. You helped us move into apartments, fix flat tires, rumors of bail money, and on and on. You were there for us. You pushed us. You showed us the critical path. You taught us how to build our foundation square and figure out your stair treads so no one tripped or fell. This step analogy is coming back, so hang on. Congratulations on your retirement, John. I know one thing, your students will continue to find you for your advice, so you probably won't be bored. Thanks you to Chancellor Timothy Keene, President Julian Schuster, and past Chancellor Beth Strobel for maintaining the campus partnerships with the Repertory Theater of St. Louis and Opera Theater of St. Louis. Without these partnerships, my education would have been normal. With these companies in residency, I was inspired by working with professionals. And if you wanted a job someday, those designers we were meeting were setting the bar of what excellence would look like. I can only try to equate it to being able to study cello with Yo-Yo Ma or acting lessons with Morgan Freeman. I was able to work with artistic director Steve Wolf, designer John Azell, early in my career. Under the watchful eye of the TD technical director Max DeVolder, I was shown how to take the most difficult idea and break it down into bite-sized chunks. Masters of the detail and storytelling, this team encouraged me to solve problems. This was reinforced in every level of detail and commitment you had to bring into a project. I also worked at OTSL as a crew member my freshman year. It was like a circus to my freshman eyes. Mark Wilson was the production manager, soon to be my drafting teacher. He introduced me to this idea of festival opera, and clearly he saw something that might fit in my life. Mark showed me how to organize what seemed to be chaos as a student, and then hired me right out of grad school to learn how to run the chaos. I was fortunate enough to work with two fantastic artistic directors, Colin Graham and James Robinson, these gentlemen took time to guide me as a young TD and director of production, reminding me that the job of a TD and production was to support the process. Over 150 productions later, I look back and see that we did something great. I've been fortunate enough to build my career with such an amazing company at Opera Theater of St. Louis, and one that allows me to help build the next generation of opera. We've produced exciting new works on this stage for 50 years. We're celebrating that this year. And we did this also with a silent partner that doesn't usually get announced. I need to shout out the silent partner with who literally operates in the shadows. The local 6 stagehands have been part of the conservatory training since its beginning. These professional stagehands have taught us, have mentored us. They even let some of us be in charge of them. Thank you to all the local 6 stagehands for being that example and resource for this training program. I've been lucky to make this campus my home for 30 years. I've taught in the classrooms, given advice in the gardens or on the loading dock, in the shops. I've made opportunities possible for students, and I've always tried to support the students first while still trying to run this opera festival. I think the reason they asked me to be here today is because I hire a lot of Webster students and graduates to help with this monumental effort. Half of my full-time staff are Webster graduates. I hire Webster students because I've learned something in 30 years of hiring people. Every Webster student understands the basic concept of the process. We must read the play before we can design the costumes. A violin player had to know how to hold the bow before releasing the tension in the springs. The artist's hands needs to know how to hold a brush before they can get the results of what they want to express. Dancers must learn each step before they can bring it into a combination. And singers, that high C doesn't just fall out of your mouth. It takes years of practice. 4 operas constantly on and off stage is my life here. We do 28 performances in 30 days. Crazy, right? But it's like building a clock and hundreds of parts. Those parts are mostly humans, and it's easy to find those humans in this community. I've learned that I can put almost any student from the Webster Fine Arts Department in almost any position, and they will shine. If I can explain where we need to start and where we need to end, you'll fill in the middle, because that's what you've been doing learning how to fill in the middle. Why? You've all also learned to figure out that the path isn't always clear. I might not know how to get that path, but we can see where we need to get to. We ask the questions. We learn to talk to others, study the room, talk to mentors. You're fearless in this process because you've been taught the value of this process, and you've seen the results of your hard work on this stage, in recital halls, and in galleries on this campus. Why am I stuck on this process word? This is what I want to share. In your first job, you might not be running the company. In fact, you're probably not running the company. But you can become invaluable to that company. Take whatever job you get and approach it like it's your first Broadway design or your first piece of choreography you're getting paid to do. Break it down into the tasks that you know that you can. Figure out what order you need to accomplish them in, and then do them. And then do it again. And then do it again better. And that's how you start to build your career. Put forth all the effort you would to win that competition or to get a dream role. And yes, this might not be the dream role you're in right now, but apply this idea of the process to your life now. Instead of thinking I'm stuck in this first-time job, think I'm on a step right now. Back to building stairs. What can I do on this step to help me get to the next step? Be curious, not frustrated. What project am I doing? Who am I meeting? What is the deadline? Can I improve what I'm working on right now? Be excellent on that step, and then build the process to get to the next step. You've been given the secret. Be confident in knowing you can figure out that next step, which is good because that's why we're here today. It's time for you to take that step. It's time for you to navigate the path that all the world has to offer. I want to share a poem that has helped me navigate this path. I wish I could find the author's name so I could thank them for these words. The master in the art of living draws no distinction between his work and his play, his labor and his leisure, his mind and his body, his education and his recreation, his love and his religion. He hardly knows which is which. He simply pursues his vision of excellence through whatever he is doing and leaves it up to others to decide whether he is working or playing. To himself, he's always just doing both. You get to decide how to pursue your life now. You know what success looks like and feels like. You are graduating today. Trust the process that you've learned. Trust yourself. Chase your dreams. Thank you for your time. Good luck out there. Oh, now. Okay. Thank you. I don't have a dresser.
No, that's what I
could
know.
call
You don't
one.
have a dresser,
I
but,
could-
you know, I'll be your SM. Thanks, Steve. Your journey really tells us that it's every step, right? It's every next step. And that's how you can be thoughtful, proactive, present, and good in just what it is that you do, right? So anyway, on behalf of the faculty and the staff and the students in the College of Fine Arts, it's my great pleasure to present you with this. Step over this way so that we can get a better picture. With this token of our appreciation for being our 2025 Outstanding Alumnus and Commencement Speaker. Now I'd like to introduce Robin Asner-Alvey, Professor and Interim Chair of the Department of Art, Design, and Art History, and Associate Professor Tate Foley, to recognize our graduates from the Department of Art, Design, and Art History.
Now will the graduates from the Department of Art, Design, and Art History please rise and follow your usher to the stage. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here to celebrate our graduating students from the Department of Art, Design, and Art History. We're here to honor their creativity, hard work, and everything that they've accomplished during their time with us. One of the most powerful examples of that work is their BFA BA Senior Exhibition Fruition, currently on view at the Arcade Contemporary Arts Project on Webster's Gateway campus. From creating the artwork to making the postcards, our students led every step of the process, and it shows. It's a beautiful, thoughtful exhibition, and it's a real reflection of who they are and how far they've come. We hope you'll take the time to see it if you haven't already. We're so proud of this group, not just for the work they've made, but the growth we've seen in them as artists, designers, collaborators, and thinkers. We're proud of their talent, yes, but also their persistence, generosity, and courage to make and share their vision with the world. Thank you to everyone who has helped and supported them along the way. Let's celebrate everything they've achieved and all the exciting paths ahead. Elise Ritter, Bachelor of Fine Arts Illustration from St. Louis, Missouri. Anastasia Noblet, Illustration Certificate, Comic Arts, St. Louis, Missouri. Zell Wilson, Bachelor of Fine Arts, emphasis in ceramics, Baldwin, Missouri. Mia Christine Barra, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Graphic Design with a certificate in illustration from St. Louis, Missouri. Mara Catherine Benson, BFA Studio Art with an emphasis in photography, woohoo. St. Louis, Missouri, Departmental Honors. Lauren Jean Wells, Bachelor of Fine Arts, St. Louis, Missouri, Departmental Honors, cum laude. Brittany Rochelle Davis, Bachelor of Arts, emphasis in ceramics, a minor in psychology, and a certificate in expressive arts therapy with departmental honors. Abigail Lynn Clayton, Bachelor of Arts, Art History and Criticism, a minor in French from High Ridge, Missouri, summa cum laude. Parker Ryan Williamson, Bachelor of Fine Arts and Graphic Design, or certificates in ceramics from Sullivan, Missouri, magna cum laude. Colton Avery Harris, Bachelor of Fine Arts, painting emphasis, St. Charles, Missouri. Faith Leanne Gibson, Bachelor of Fine Arts and Studio Arts, emphasis in drawing, Festus, Missouri. I've been practicing this one. Olivia Adele Besancini? I need more practice. Bachelor of Fine Arts, Graphic Design, St. Louis, Missouri. Erica Danielle Knoll, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Graphic Design, a certificate in motion graphics, summa cum laude. Margaret Marie Detchmendi, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Graphic Design, and a Bachelor of Arts in Interactive Digital Media, and a certificate User Experience Design. Media Arts Departmental Honors, summa cum laude. Taylor Olivia Cooper, Bachelor of Fine Arts and Graphic Design, a certificate in illustration from Wentzville, Missouri, cum laude. Lily Frances Swafford, BFA in Graphic Design, in Motion Graphics, a Motion Graphics certificate from Wentzville, Missouri, departmental honors. Margaret Regina, Bachelor of Fine Arts and Graphic Design, a certificate in ceramics from Webster Groves, Missouri, departmental honors and a summa cum laude. Seema OK, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Graphic Design, St. Louis, Missouri. Rachel Elise Gainey, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Graphic Design with a certificate in illustration from St. Louis, Missouri, departmental honors. Kennedy Austin, Graphic Design, BFA in Graphic Design from St. Louis, Missouri. Dashanae Regina McDaniel, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Webster Groves, Missouri. Madeline Nicole Rickhop, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Illustration, St. Louis, Missouri, with a minor in music performance piano. Riley Nicole Coates, Bachelor of Fine Arts in Illustration from West Plains, Missouri. Anaya Beckwith, a BFA in Graphic Design from St. Louis, Missouri, departmental honors. Bryn Claire Bursack, Bachelor of Arts, certificate in ceramics, St. Louis, Missouri. Abigail Bonholzer, Bachelor of Fine Arts with an emphasis in ceramics and a certificate in leadership with international distinction from Ellisville, Missouri, also departmental honors, summa cum laude. Thank you to all our graduates.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce Maggie Duker, Chair of the Department of Dance, and Shi Zhao to recognize our graduates from the Department of Dance.
Thank you, Dean Steger, and good afternoon, everyone. Would the graduates receiving the Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in dance and Bachelor of Arts degree in dance please make your way down to the stage? And as they do so, I'd like to share some thoughts about this incredible group of individuals. When they arrived on this campus in the fall of 2021, it was immediately apparent that these dancers were truly exceptional. Their remarkable blend of talent, intelligent curiosity, and wit stood out right away. And while their individual efforts and achievements have been impressive, what has made them stand out the most is the way that they recognize and celebrate the unique strengths of those around them. It has been deeply gratifying to witness how they've emerged as leaders in our department, doing so with integrity, grace, and respect. They have prioritized community and compassion, fostered meaningful collaborations, and worked continually to bring out the best in themselves and others. To each of you, thank you for all that you've given and shared over these past 4 years. I look forward to cheering you on as you continue to grow and thrive in the years ahead. From Columbia, Kentucky, receiving a Bachelor of Fine Arts with a ballet emphasis in dance, minors in graphic design and media studies, Department of Dance Honors, and summa cum laude. This is Sarah Faith Peterson. From Lake St. Louis, Missouri, receiving a Bachelor of Arts in Dance, minors in Mathematics and Philosophy, along with a Certificate of Leadership, Department of Dance Honors, magna cum laude, Emma Lauren Kovacs. From Farmington, Missouri, receiving a Bachelor of Fine Arts with an emphasis in modern dance, departmental honors, and cum laude, this is Lexi Hain. From St. Louis, Missouri, receiving a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Dance with an emphasis in modern and departmental honors, Ruben Thomas. From St. Louis, Missouri, receiving a Bachelor of Arts in Dance and a Bachelor in Arts in Journalism and department honors from the Department of Dance, Zoe DeYoung. Congratulations, graduates.
Now I'd like to welcome to the podium Dr. Carla Coletti, Professor and Chair of the Department of Music, and Dr. Jacob Lassiter and David Werfelman, Associate Chairs.
Thank you, Dean Steger. Will the graduates from the Department of Music please rise and follow your usher to the stage? The Department of Music educates musicians through transformative experiences that promote versatility and engage the whole person in a collaborative environment, fostering lifelong habits of excellence in performance, creativity, scholarship, and teaching. Graduates, today we celebrate the culmination of years of study, practice, and growth. We also celebrate the journey each of you has taken with the support of your family, friends, and our Webster community. As I think about this graduating class, I recall how I met several of you. It was 8 a.m., music theory, and we were on Zoom. And for others, it may have been a Zoom audition. In all these cases, I may not have had a clue how tall you were, but I knew you were resilient, creative, and curious. It has been my honor to serve as your professor and your chair, to get to know you as students, but also as people who create and grow. That personal connection is what I love most about what I do, and it's what so many of us value deeply about being here and teaching at Webster. So let's graduate some musicians. From St. Louis, Missouri, Master of Arts in Music, Keegan Ike. From O'Fallon, Missouri, graduating with a Master of Arts in Music, Departmental Honors, Maria A. Ellis. From Maryland Heights, graduating with a Master of Arts in Music and a Graduate Certificate in Project Management, Fausto Barrera. From St. Louis, Missouri, graduating with a Master of Music and Composition, Ethan Kane Forte. From St. Louis, Missouri, graduating with a Master of Music and Vocal Performance and Departmental Honors, Meredith Kessler. From St. Louis, Missouri, graduating with a Master of Arts in Music, emphasizing in piano, Van Nguyen. From Woodbury, New York, graduating with a Bachelor of Music in Music Direction for Musical Theater and graduating magna cum laude, Chelsea Zack. From St. Louis, Missouri, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Music, Irene Lorelei Lynch. From Chattanooga, Tennessee, graduating with a Bachelor of Music in Composition with an emphasis in songwriting and a minor in sound recording and engineering, graduating cum laude, Jaleesa M. Smith. From Wildwood, Missouri, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Music, summa cum laude, Zachary Evan Whaling. From Overland Park, Kansas, graduating with a Bachelor of Music Education in K-12 choral emphasis, departmental honors, summa cum laude, Lauren Elizabeth Miles. From Kenosha, Wisconsin, graduating with a Bachelor of Music and Music Education, choral emphasis, Department of Music honors, summa cum laude, Riley Cameron. And from St. Louis, Missouri, graduating with a Bachelor of Music and Composition, Music Departmental Honors and Cum Laude Honors, Abram Paul Wilson. Congratulations, graduates.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Gad Gudeman, Associate Professor and Chair, and Carol Tucker, Professor and Associate Chair of Webster Sargent Conservatory of Theater Arts.
Thank you, Paul. Will the candidates for BA and BFA degrees in the theater please line up to receive your well-deserved recognition? And as they line up, please allow me to take another moment to thank the extraordinary faculty and staff at Webster University. As Paul said earlier, we can't thank them enough. So here we go again. The conservatory's namesake, Peter Sargent, never passed on an opportunity to celebrate our incredible teachers who are both passionate educators and consummate artists. So please let's offer them another round of applause. My teacher, Marvin Carlson, writes that all stages are haunted. This means that the class of 2025 will forever remain in this space. They're American Idiot, they're Myths and Hymns, they're Romeo and Juliet, they're Great Comet, they're Our Town, and their Cinderella cling to this floor, to these seats, to these walls. We say goodbye, but we will keep you and your beautiful work with us here for always. Now to the task at hand. Here is a joyous, talented, and inspiring Sargent Conservatory class of 2025. From O'Fallon, Missouri, with a BFA in costume design, Michaela Erin Brock. From Los Angeles, California, with a BFA in acting, Oluwafemi Ayebusi. With a BFA in musical theater and a minor in dance technique, and with summa cum laude honors, from Monterrey, Mexico, here's Daniela Rodriguez del Bosque. From Madison, Wisconsin, with a BFA in musical theater and a minor in dance technique, Parnassus Ray Funk. From Jacksonville Beach, Florida, with a BFA in acting and cum laude honors, Isa Venere. Oh my God, what? From Conyers, Georgia, with a BFA in acting, C.B. Brown. From St. Louis, Missouri, with a BFA in musical theater, T.J. Staten. From Greensboro, North Carolina, with a BFA in stage management, Courtney Moresha Rouse. From Louisville, Kentucky, with a BFA in stage management, Emma Reagan Fletcher. Okay, hold on. From Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, with a BFA in costume design, Ivan Huang Nguyen. From St. Paul, Minnesota, with a BFA in costume design, conservatory theater departmental honors, and magna cum laude honors, Annabelle Sophia Weiland. From Olathe, Kansas, with a BFA in technical direction, conservatory theater departmental honors, and magna cum laude honors, Sage Stith. From Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, with a BFA in stage management and an emphasis in sound design and a minor in legal studies, with summa cum laude honors and conservatory theater departmental honors, Katie Stuckey. From Guayaquil, Ecuador, with a BFA in costume design and departmental honors, Ariana Lapenti. From Lima, Peru, with a BFA in musical theater, Bella Shawnee. From Seattle, Washington, with a BFA in musical theater and summa cum laude honors, Daisy Held. From Barcelona, Spain, with conservatory theater departmental honors and magna cum laude honors and a BFA in acting, Jade Ann Harnish. From Guaynabo, Puerto Rico, with departmental honors and a BFA in musical theater, Paola Angeli Rodriguez Torregrosa. From McFarland, Wisconsin, with a BFA in musical theater and a minor in French, Alex Daspit. From Holliston, Massachusetts, with a BFA in acting and a minor in French and summa cum laude honors, Matisse Carmack. From Houston, Texas, with magna cum laude honors, earning a BFA in musical theater, Callie Bella Nowak. From St. Cloud, Florida, with a BFA in acting, Wiley Godleski. From Overland Park, Kansas, with a BFA in acting, William Hancock. From Leominster, Massachusetts, with a BFA in acting and an English minor with conservatory theater departmental honors and summa cum laude honors, Marilyn Elizabeth Wilson. From Seattle, Washington, earning a BFA in acting and a minor in sociology with Conservatory Theater departmental honors and summa cum laude honors, Alia Nasim Jacobs. From Palo Alto, California, earning a BFA in acting with summa cum laude honors, Sarah Rose Emberling. From Kirkland, Washington, with a BFA in musical theater, Sarah Brown Lesty. From Cincinnati, Ohio, earning a BFA in musical theater with summa cum laude honors, Riley Grace. From Owensville, Missouri, earning a BFA in lighting design, Avery Grace Kelly. From Rogers, Arkansas, earning a BA in directing with Conservatory Theater departmental honors and magna cum laude honors, Avery Harrison. From San Jose, Costa Rica, earning a BA in directing with Conservatory Theater departmental honors, Amalia Perez Lam. From St. Louis, Missouri, earning a BFA in sound design, B. Muzzy. From Lake Ozark, Missouri, earning a BFA in costume construction with Conservatory Theater departmental honors and cum laude honors, Hattie Barrio. Hi. And from St. Louis, Missouri, earning a BFA in scene painting, Toby Reynolds. Congratulations.
Chancellor Keene, I present the candidates from the Leigh Gerdine College of Fine Arts for the following degrees and certificates. Would all candidates please rise? The following degrees and certificates: Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music in Music Education, Master of Arts, Master of Music, certificates in Ceramics, Expressive Arts Therapy, Illustration, and User Experience Design. Chancellor Keene, on behalf of the faculty, I present to you Webster University's degree candidates for the academic year 24-25.
Thank you, Paul. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Webster University and with the recommendation of university faculty, I hereby confer upon each member of the class of 2025 the degree or certificate you have earned with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Your names will be permanently entered on the rolls as alumni of Webster University. You may now move your tassels from the right to the left to signify your new status as graduates of Webster University.
Congratulations. Sorry, I got one more thing to say, right? And that is, I'll close by leaving you with this charge. Work tirelessly to create a future world that's better than our present one, and that includes and advances everyone. Listen to the experiences of others and acknowledge that you are not the end-all arbiter of who and what has value. And remember that it's a far better thing to do to help those who are frequently denied their seat at the table than making the narrative all about you. Make work that entertains, that argues, that inspires, and engages. And above all else, believe in yourself. Believe that you can make a difference now and for all time. I speak for the members of the board, the administration, the faculty, staff, patrons, and your fellow students when I say congratulations to each one of you. We are and will continue to be extremely proud of you, and you are a part of our Webster family now, as the Chancellor said, and forever. If ever you need us, you know where to find us. There's another graduation ceremony that happens in here very soon, so at this time, I ask that our guests remain seated while the platform party and our graduates exit the building, and then I ask that our guests follow the ushers as you exit the building. They will direct you to the Edward Jones Commons in the East Academic Building. If you get sidetracked, just follow all the international flags. Thank you to all, and enjoy your time today.